So good morning from windy Pachaug State Forest in Voluntown, Connecticut. For those new to this channel, my name is Wolf, and I like to do campground tours of the various campgrounds I visit, so this is going to be one of them. This is Green Falls Campground, as I said, in Pachaug State Forest. And I'm here for a few days, and I figured I'd show you around the campground. It's a small campground. There's like, I don't know, 15, 16 sites, something like that. We'll double check the site number before we're done here. It's pretty quiet today anyway. It's Thursday morning. So I suspect it's going to get noisier as the weekend approaches here. We'll see. But not a bad place. It's got a pond right over there. That's not that you can see it right now from here, but you'll see it shortly. It's Green Falls Pond with a boat ramp and everything in it. You can do non-powered boats, no problem. So you can bring your kayak along or anything like that. I didn't bring my kayak because I figured the water's too cold right now. It is mid-April, but you can. And yeah, it's a bit breezy today. So it's $17 a night for those who live in Connecticut, $27 a night for people out of state. So not terribly expensive. And got phenomenal cell phone service here. I've got an AT&T hotspot in the back of my van, and I'm able to get 60 megabits per second download here. So it's great, great cell service. I think there's a tower right over there on the other side of the pond, actually. So it's got great cell phone service, and like I said, it's not a bad place. Probably be a lot better if there were leaves on the trees, but that's what happens when you come out here mid-April. So normally I like to start at the very beginning, which would be the sign at the entranceway from the street, and start from there and show you the whole way in and everything else. But that's about over 2 miles of back that way. so just keep in mind when you come in, you're going to be facing about 2 miles of very rough dirt roads to get to the campground. So they're not terrible, but there's a lot of potholes, a lot of washboarding, that sort of stuff. So just be prepared for that. I'm not hiking all the way back there just so I can get a shot of the entrance sign, unfortunately. And make sure you check the route to get here, because it's not very well marked which directions to turn and that to get here. So just keep that in mind. So this is the road coming into the campground and the day use area for Green Pond, or Green Falls Pond, I should say. Green Falls Pond, yeah, that's it. So this is the road in. There's one little stretch of pavement you'll come across too, because it's just, for some reason, this one little random patch is paved, and when you get back to the campground, it's dirt roads again. So as you come in, you're coming around this little bend here with lots of little areas you can pull over and park. Lots of views of Green Pond. I did it again, Green Falls Pond. Do note that the speed limit here is 10 miles per hour, because you will encounter quite a few people hiking in this area, including people like myself, like I'm doing right now. Yeah. Some nice views of the pond up here. You can see some old picnic tables there. Obviously this was a picnic area at one point in time, but it's kind of overgrown now. Plenty of area for day use parking. So if you just want to come down and see Green Falls Pond and not actually camp here, plenty of parking, there's lots of little trails to explore. All kinds of hiking to do here. No shortage of that. You'll definitely not run out of any hiking possibilities. Lots of good viewing points of the water. There is a swimming beach. It's the only area you're actually allowed to swim in from the beach. I really wouldn't recommend it in mid-April, because I can imagine that water's pretty cold. So this is one of several little picnic areas all along the lake, or the pond. You get some nice views of the pond from here too. And no, you're not supposed to be swimming here. You notice there's lots of signs telling you that. They just got that one area designated for swimming. The rest of the pond is not open to swimming. You get a nice view of the pond over here. Beautiful clear water. That's the swimming beach over there. It's occupied, so I won't be able to show you much of that, but it'll be a good place to throw the kayak out for sure. I'll show you the boat launch next. So this is the boat launch. No motor boats, but you can launch a kayak or other like rowboats or anything else down here. So yeah, you can back your boat in, Because again, it just can't be a motorboat, that's all. So if you got a larger rowboat or something, you can still back it in and launch it from here. It's a good spot to launch the kayaks from too as well. Nice and shallow right here, so it's good to get in and out. Again, if the water wasn't so cold, I probably would have brought my kayak and put it out there, but yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, that water's freezing. You get a little more day use parking in this area. And a little picnic area, and that's the beach over there. That's one little swimming area. Got a couple outhouses in the day use area. And that's about it. Day use closes at sunset. Campground obviously stays open all night. So just as you come into the campground, you get the dumpsters. You got one for trash, one for recycling. So that's good. I love to see when a campground has recycling facilities in it. Okay, so we're getting into the actual campground loop itself. As usual, I can't show you all the campgrounds, all the campsites, because a lot of them are occupied. So I'm not going to invade people's privacy, but I'll show you the empty ones. This is the water source for the campground here, old-fashioned well hand pump. And yes, there are 18 sites as it turns out. This is site 18. So this is actually the end of the loop here that we're starting at. There's a power meter here too. I wonder what that's for. There's no power at any of the campsites, so I wonder why that's there. Must be to power the outhouses, I guess. I think it all goes underground there. At this site 18, it's kind of a cool fire pit in this. Too close to the outhouses though. So here's the main entrance. Like I said, this area is kind of occupied, so I really can't show you any of it. This is site 4. And after site 4, you got the entranceway to the outhouses for this campsite, for the campground here. Oh, a cool bridge across the brook to get to it. Let's take a look at that. So if you're on this side of the campground, you got to cross the bridge to get to the porta pots, or not the porta pots, but the outhouses. Huh. Nice little babbling brook over here too. Microphone is aimed at me right now, so you're probably not hearing too much of the water babbling, but it's a nice area. Alright, let's continue the loop. Show you as many campsites as I can. Some of the sites are just a little bit too close together here. That's my thought on it. But this is site 5. They got a wicked cool fire pit. They're headed right into the stone wall over here. So that's cool. And then site 6, one of the coolest sites here, except for it's still a little close to 5 and 7. But it's set back, and I kind of like that. So it's a ways back here. Oh, that wind is unbelievable. Hopefully the big cushy thing over my microphone is allowing you to hear me just fine in all this wind. But this is site 6. This one's cool. This one's really set back from all the others. And I would have taken this one if it was available, but there was somebody in here yesterday. There'll be somebody probably else in here later today. So I can tell why this one's hard to get. That is just as well. There was somebody over here running a noisy generator yesterday on this side, and I didn't want to be near that. A nice little fire pit there. Get the babbling brook right behind you. You'd be listening to that all night. Oh, that would be awesome. If we can get rid of sites 5 and 7, this site would be perfect. Yeah, that's site 7 right there. That's site 5 right there, so you're not exactly isolated here. And this is site 7 from the roadside. Nice quiet little site if it didn't have site 6 right behind it, because then you get a nice patch of woods over here. It's site 8 over here. Site 9 is occupied, but that looks like a really nice one. Another set of outhouses on this side too. And this is site 10. And this starts a crop of sites that are just way too close to each other, but another cool one where they got the fire pit right up against the stone wall here. They got some neat fire pits here, I have to admit. That's a nice one. Site 11. And then right next to it is 12. And a little bit further down is 13, which is where I am. Nothing really special about 11 and 12, other than the fact they're nice and level. Decent little fire pits. Okay, this is site 13 where I'm at. You can see I had a little trouble getting my van backed into the road up here. The dirt is a little bit soft. My van had some problems, but we made it. And this is where I'm staying. Wolf Van Jack. A 2006 Ford Econoline camper van. Got my canopy and pretty big and cool fire pit. And down there is the last of the campsites. There's 14 right across from 13. I wouldn't recommend it. It's right next to the bathhouses, and 17 is really small and right by the road, but not too bad, but awfully close to 14. 15's over there, it's occupied, so I really can't show you that one either. And that's about it. So that's Green Falls Campground. Not a bad little campground. Quiet right now. I'd say my two favorite sites are Site 6 and Site 9. Site 6 because it's set way back, but the problem is if Sites 5 and 7 are occupied, it's still going to be pretty noisy there. But Site 9 is probably my favorite, because it's the one that's most isolated from the other campsites. So if I had known that when I came here, I would have grabbed Site 9. But that's okay. I'm fine here. We'll still get some decent video here, and I know I'm going to have a neighbor there tonight for what the ranger told me when he came by to check me in. They have a strange system here too. I don't know if this applies to all Connecticut campgrounds. I only have experience with Pachaug State Forest, so it may only be more specific to this one, but they don't have a booth that you check into when you come in like most campgrounds do. When you come in, you just basically drive to the site. You have to reserve a site. You can't just, there's no first come first serve sites here. It's all reserve only. So you have to go on to Reserve America and reserve the site. And the ranger, when you come in here, you just pull into your site. The ranger eventually drives around and checks you in, which is what he did this morning. He came by this morning and checked me in. So I've been here since last night, but he came by this morning and checked me in. Kind of a strange setup, not something I'm not quite used to, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, there being no ranger booth or anything like that, there's no place to buy firewood, so make sure you bring your firewood in with you. Otherwise you're going to be going out and looking for firewood for sale someplace. Either buy firewood locally on the way in, or do what I did and get some of the kiln dried USDA certified firewood, which is what I'm using here. So this stuff is guaranteed insect free, but you don't want to bring any invasive species into the area, so either buy local firewood or buy the kiln dried stuff. Anyway, outside of that, if you got any questions about this campground, put them in the comments. I'll do the best I can to answer them. If you like this, I do a lot of these campground tours. A lot of the campgrounds I visit. Check out my playlists. You'll see a whole playlist of all campground tours. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, because there'll be more coming up this year. I'll be visiting some more new campsites as we go along. And yeah, that's about it here. So thanks for watching. Again, questions, put them below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and remember, slow down, enjoy life, and always be kind. And I'll see you guys in the next one.